Here's 10 facts about Pesach that you definitely didn't know. Fact number 1. Passover, or Pesach in Hebrew, is the oldest continuously celebrated Jewish festival. The first Passover was celebrated in Egypt itself more than 3,000 years ago and marked the first holiday the Jews ever celebrated. It was originally called Chag HaMatzot rather than Pesach. Pesach was actually on the 14th of Nisan, the day before Chag HaMatzot, but after the temple was destroyed, Chag HaMatzot was renamed and the original Pesach was abolished. Fact number 2. Regular Coke products include high fructose corn syrup, but since many observant Jews do not use products made with corn during the holidays, the kosher Coke uses real sugar. Kosher Coke products have a yellow cap. Fact number 3. The Persian Jewish communities have a tradition of whipping each other with scallions. The tradition takes place during the singing of Dayenu and symbolises the Egyptian slave masters. Fact number 4. The world's largest matzah ball was unveiled in 2010 at the Jewish Food Festival in Tucson, Arizona, weighing in at a massive 488 pounds. Ingredients included more than 1,000 eggs, 25 pounds of chicken fat, and 125 pounds of matzah meal. Fact number 4. Even though Moses, or Moshe, is the most important human figure in the Passover story, he is only mentioned once in the whole Haggadah. In the Polish town of Góra Kolwaria, Hasidic Jews mark Pesach by reenacting the crossing of the Red Sea. To make it as realistic as they can, they pour water on the floor, lift up their coats, and recite the names of the towns they would cross. They also make sure to raise a glass at each mention of a town and offer thanks to Hashem for being able to reach their destination. In an episode broadcast on April 13, 1995, Tommy Pickles of Rugrats, with a yarmulke planted firmly upon his bald head, Angelica and Chucky learn the story of the Debt Exodus when they find themselves trapped in the attic with Grandpa Boris during the family Seder. The world's largest Passover Seder takes place in the Tor, of all places. Each year, members of the Chabad Lubavitch movement hold their Seder on top of the world, in Kathmandu for Jewish locals and travellers alike. Last year they had around 2,000 people attending the festivities. According to the Mishnah, originally the song Manish Tanah had only 3 questions. 1 was dropped because it was about the sacrifice, and 2 were later added. Matzah, or unleavened bread, is mentioned in other places in the Bible also. Abraham served his 3 guests a sumptuous meal that includes ugot, and ugot are unleavened bread. Abraham had ordered that an animal be taken from the herd, slaughtered, cooked and prepared for his guests. This takes time enough for the leaven to rise. Similarly, Lot gave his guests matzot. Both Abraham and Lot certainly had leavened bread at home, yet they offered matzah with the elaborate meal they gave their guests. King Saul was also served a sumptuous meal in Samuel with unleavened bread. And a bonus fact, it is likely that the Levites, were not actually slaves in Egypt, and that there were other Jews also who were not slaves in Egypt. This has been brought to you by topisraelnews.com. Please visit our website and like our Facebook page to be kept up to date with all of the Israel news.